name is Flash Isaac, and I'm a teacher from the future. We shall be taking a look at registers and close passage. Registers and close passage. In every profession, in every area, there are certain words they use, or terms, or slangs they use, and it is understood among such persons. It is understood among members of such organization. You see customer, then you hear patient, then you hear congregation, you hear spectators, you hear audience, you hear clients, you hear students. Now, all these things, they are trying to refer to a similar thing, but in different language. Look at it. A customer is actually someone, or your customer is someone, or customers are people who come to buy your product to patronize you. Which means, when you are talking about customers, you are talking about business or entrepreneurship. Now, if you are saying patient or patients, these are simply the doctor's customers, in the sense that they are people who meet doctor for advice, for treatment. So they are to doctor what customers are to a business person. And congregation, this church comes to your mind, which means the way customers are to an entrepreneur, patients are to doctor, members of a church, congregation, spectators in sport, you see people going to watch, they are spectators. Audience, you hear drama, show, audience. Clients, for lawyer, if those who consult lawyers, they are the lawyer's clients. And students, members of a school. So to the principal, the owner of school, the students are their customers. Now these are words associated with various fields, various professions. Which means, if I am referring to someone who goes to consult a doctor or pays a doctor for drugs, for treatment, if I say customers or customer, I am very, very wrong. I should say patient. Now, if I see somebody in class and I tell the principal, where are your congregation? Where are your clients? It sounds somehow, because you should be asking, where are your students? Now, if you meet a lawyer and you say, barrister sir, where are your students or where are your patients? It doesn't make sense, because as a lawyer, you should be mentioning clients, not students or patients. That is the concept or the idea of registers, words associated with a particular topic. And close passage is a passage with spaces for you to fill. You read the passage, you see somewhere one, you need to fill it with the appropriate word. Close passage involves your idea or knowledge of registers and contextualization. Contextualization. Contextualization is the ability to understand words or sentences or statements based on their usage. Usage matters a lot. Like a popular example, if I say I went to the bank to withdraw 5,000 naira, bank here is trying to refer to a financial institution. If I say, why are you banking at me? In this case, why are you spying me? In the exam hall, why are you banking at me? Why are you spying my work? Now, if I say, I am at the bank of the river, bank in that context means side of a river. So based on usage in the sentence, words can carry different meaning. So your ability to know the meaning of words based on how it is used, your ability to understand the best words to use based on the topic we are discussing is very, very important. Now, look at a perfect example of a question under close passage and under register. This is, just after dash, the aircraft gave a shudder and coughed. Just after dash. Now look at the options. They are asking us, what do we feel in number one? Just after dash, the aircraft gave a shudder and coughed. A, the departure, B. take off, C. leaving, and D. flying. All the options dey actually tell us about an airplane or an aeroplane or aircraft leaving the ground going. So if we say flying, immediately after flying, yes. If we say leaving, immediately after leaving, yes. If we say departure, immediately after departure, yes. But departure is appropriate for, let's say, bus, or leaving is more appropriate for somebody that is traveling, he just left or he's leaving, or flying is more appropriate for, let's say, birds. But when it comes to aeroplane, the word for leaving, for departure, for flying, or the most appropriate is take off. When it comes to aeroplane and you are talking about arrival, the most appropriate word for arrival is the aeroplane has landed, not it has come. And when you are entering the plane, the appropriate word for it is the aeroplane is boarding. So you are boarding the plane or profession. Now when it comes to medicine, or there are many words associated with medicine, like drugs, you know that, you know a lot of that. To admit patients, you know that. To treatment, you know that. Surgery, you know that. So I've pointed out a few words you may not really be familiar with. In fact, you will also be familiar with most of them. But let's look at some words associated with medicine. Then we look at some words associated with law. After that, we call it a day. Medicine theatre is where surgeons carry out surgery, which means surgeons are medical practitioners that carry out surgery. For there to be surgery, surgeons they carry out the surgery. And mortuary, where dead bodies are deposited or preserved. In medicine, autopsy simply means examining a dead person to try to find out the cause of the person's death. In that case, you are carrying out an autopsy. Then patient is someone who is trying to take the advice, or who is meeting the doctor for treatment, for complaint. So the doctor's customer is referred to as patient, like I mentioned in introduction, episode number 91. AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. It is a disease which we know about. The HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Laboratory is a place in the hospital where experiments are being carried out. Various tests are being carried out to get test results and to know the nature of sickness, of virus, of cells. So various tests are carried out in the lab. So a facility where we carry out tests in the lab or in medicine is referred to as laboratory. Experiments actually take place as well. The stethoscope is an instrument used to listen to heartbeat and other sounds in the body. Then a gynecologist is a specialist in treatment of women, which means the women's doctor. These are doctors that their own is to treat women or to know about women, to attend to women. When they see children, no, their aim is women. Men, no, just women. And a physician is a doctor or a medical practitioner. If you are a doctor or you are a medical practitioner, you are a physician. And a physician is different from a physicist. So physicist is someone who is in the profession, who is in physics. Transfusion is donating or transferring blood from one person, you give to the other person. So you are doing blood transfusion. We don't say transfer or donate or dash it, we say transfusion. And vaccine is a drug to treat a particular sickness or ailment, or to prevent it or to reduce it. To exhume means to extract, to remove a dead body from the ground for evaluation. That is what it means to exhume. An X-ray is taking photograph of the human bone to know the damage a fracture has caused, or to see if everything is well arranged. And someone who carries out X-ray is referred to as radiographer. Dress means to clean a wound. When someone is injured, you go to the hospital, you can dress the person. So you are cleaning the wound. Which in fashion Dressing means to put on a clothes, to package. But in health, you see that to dress means to clean a wound, like a wound, wound. Dermatologist is someone who treats skin and skin disease, which means a doctor that specializes in skin. Then dentist specializes in teeth. Opticians, eyes, they recommend glasses. Then a pediatrician is a doctor or a specialist who is into children, treats children. Just like gynecologist is a specialist in treating women, pediatrician is a specialist in treating children, and therapy is a treatment to improve health or to cure an ailment. Then admission is to accept somebody into the hospital. So you go to the hospital, they accept you, somebody give you a bed, they are admitting you into the hospital, just the way you be given admission into school. And next we have law. In law, we have damages. Damages is different from damage. If you go somewhere to lie that Isaac is collecting money from people to pass down for admission, and I don do that, and by the way, don pay anybody for JAMB runs, nothing like JAMB runs. They will go somewhere, write answers and send to you. You can't get JAMB question. JAMB sets thousands of questions these days, CBT. So when you log in, questions reshuffle, you just get random questions on your system. That is it. Now, you say Isaac collect money from me. Me, I don do runs, I don collect money. Then a lot of persons hear about it, they start castigating. Look at that boy, that teacher is doing this. So I sue you to court. Reaching there, like, sir, this person is trying to blackmail me. I didn't do this. Then you are not able to bring out an evidence. I will now say, okay, for doing this, castigating me, spoiling my name, you have to pay me for damages. I will sue you for damages. So you are paying me back for the damage you've caused. That is what damages. And demise is how to say death in law. Say demise. Will is a document written by somebody in case of death, of how the property is going to be shared or what he wishes to happen after his or her death. To die intestate in law means to die without leaving a will. And a plaintiff is someone who goes to complain to a lawyer or police to complain. Somebody is doing me that, arrest the person, or this is this. Then the defendant is somebody who they complain against. A codicil is an amendment of a will, while client is someone who seeks the service of a lawyer. Felony is a major or the most dangerous offences by people, like murder. So a person who commits murder or felony is referred to as felon. And in law, prayer means to request to speak in court, to say something. That is prayer. Then alibi is a statement by somebody showing that he was not there at the scene of crime. He is innocent. He didn't partake in the crime. Then perjury is to lie on oath. You swear, you've made an oath, and you still lie on top, that you've committed a perjury. Then treason is offense of betraying one's country. If you betray your country, you've committed this offense. And alimony is money paid after a divorce. Your husband is paying to you, or you are paying to your husband after divorce. That is alimony. The amnesty is official pardon by states. Like you see some unknown gunmen or militants or people shooting, kidnapping, you grant them amnesty. It simply means you pardon them. They are not going to court, they are not going to kill them, nothing, no consequence. They've been pardoned, they are now official. So they promise to stop doing it, you now pardon them. You've therefore granted them amnesty. Then slander is oral defamatory statement, to bring somebody down orally, derogatory statement, uncomplimentary remark. That is slander. Then battery, hitting, touching, or beating another person. In law, it is referred to as battery. Words associated with agriculture. insurance, commerce, banking, engineering, and science. Commerce actually encompasses insurance and banking because commerce is the study of buying and selling and other activities that help us to boost buying and selling. These activities they are not actual buying and selling, but they help to facilitate buying and selling. Therefore, commerce is divided into trade and aids to trade. Trade are the actual buying and selling, which includes the home trade or the domestic trade and international trade. While the aids to trade are banking, insurance, warehousing, tourism, communication, finance. These are under aids to trade. They help to boost trading. Now, in my commerce videos, in my chemistry, physics videos, the words you shall be hearing, the terms, are various terms associated with commerce and science. So if you've ever followed my videos or you are following my videos on chemistry, maths, and other subjects, anything I'll be teaching you, that you'll be hearing, they actually words associated with that area of life. And as you are watching this, you already know a lot of words associated with various subjects, with various topics. So when it comes to register, it's just for you to put your acts together, practice, and you shall be good to go. Agriculturist is someone who is an agricultural specialist, person in agriculture. Botany deals with the study of plants. Zoology or zoologist, animal. Agronomy is the science of agriculture. Livestock are animals such as cows, sheep. Sheep, plural of sheep is sheep, no sheeps. And pigs kept in farm are livestock. Nursery is the area of land where young plants and trees are grown. Then orchard is the area of land where fruit trees are grown. Organic actually means from natural source, occurring naturally, not used, no chemical applied. And pesticides are sprays or chemicals used to kill or to prevent pests. Then we have pollution. Species are animals or plants of the same kind. Spade and stable is a building where horses or farm animals are kept. And to sow in agriculture means to plant seed, especially in the ground. Banking and finance, commerce, ledger is a principal book of accounts in which business transactions are posted. Assets are durable property of an organization. They are machineries, various gadgets, tools in the company or organization are referred to as assets. Then share is a part of company's capital issued to the public in numbers of units. If I have a company or my company flash and I say, okay, I need money, people are paying to be part of the business, to push the business, and I say, okay, you have 20 shares, 30 shares, 50 shares, depending on the capital you are putting in the business. So once you have share in the business, obviously you get some cash paid to you. And payee is a person check is paid to. Drawee is the bank to which the check is presented. If you give checks to someone to withdraw at your GT bank, the bank is the drawee. And drawer is the person who issues a check. Counter is when you go to the bank, those places where customer care attend to you or where you pay in, where you complain, all those tables, those areas, or that hall, that is referred to as the counter. And liquid means money in business. So if you are saying I'm not liquid, it means I don't have cash. That is what liquid actually means, cash. Cash, not assets, not machines, just cash. Therefore, liquidity is the rate of converting assets to cash. And in science and engineering, foundry, where casting is done, hypothesis, a guess. You see something, why is this color like this? So you are trying to guess, okay, is this like this? Is this like this? Then you proceed to experiment, you bring out results. Then you have your theory. Circuit is the part where electricity flow. So for there to be complete flow, the circuit must be closed to be functional. was the pathway for electricity. Research to do a detailed analysis or study on a topic. Acid is a substance or any substance which when dissolved or dissociate in water produces hydrogen ion as the only positive ion. While bases are substances which when dissolved in water produces hydroxy ion or negative ion. That is according to Arrhenius. And acids are proton donors, while bases are proton acceptors. Capacitors are devices used for storing charges. Conductor is any device that allows current to pass through easily. It has low resistance. Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current. Electrons are negative charged particles in the nucleus. Proton are positively charged. An atom is unit of matter. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. This is matter and this is matter. Now the smallest unit of matter, if you break matter down into the smallest unit, that smallest unit that can exist is atom. This thing you are seeing contains billions and billions and billions of atoms. You cannot see atoms with your naked eye, and they are so small that they don't exist independently. So atoms they combine to exist as molecules. Then radioactivity is the spontaneous disintegration of a heavy nucleus or unstable nucleus or a bombarded nucleus to produce radiations. Alpha particles, helium nuclei, beta particles, and gamma rays. Then we have welding, physics, chemistry, biology, zoology, and chlorofluorocarbon, which are pollutants. These are terms used in engineering. So the ones that are here, I've explained them. Other baby grammar that I mentioned, I explained some of them. But the ones you don't understand, after all, it's not part of the class. English doesn't require you to know all those BB. Look at registers of books and publishing, then registers of airports and air transportation. Remember, registers are words associated with certain topics or certain subjects or certain area of life. Now, in publishing or in book, recto refers to front cover of a book which carries the title, while verso refers to the back cover of a book. Preface is introduction at the beginning of a book. Bibliography is the list of books or articles refers to, or the list of books concerning the topic or the subject, usually at the end of the book. Editing has to do with correcting, arranging, and making the book more readable, removing the unnecessary parts, adding necessary parts, amending generally. While binding is bringing the parts of the books together. Manuscript is a handwritten or typed form of a book. You draft it out, you go through it, then if it is okay or cool, you can then go ahead to print or to publish the book. And royalties or are payments publishers make to author of the book for sale of the books. And in airports or air transportation, air hostess are ladies who see the needs of passengers. When you enter the plane, you see a very fine girl. You walk like you need anything, they try to know whether you have any problem or question. And before the plane takes off, they ask you, are you okay? Put on your seatbelt. Then this is the life jacket. This is what you have. This is what you should do in case of emergency. Do this, do that. These are air hostess. We can say plane attendants, and they also share food during the transportation. Runway is the part the plane passes before it takes off. If you've boarded the plane before, it moves slowly, then it gets to runway. You see the speed. Then start leaving the ground, takes off. So that part is runway. And the arrival lounge or the lounge in airport is where you sit down or relax until it's time for you to board the plane. Hangars are buildings in which aircrafts are stored and maintained. So buildings where we store and maintain aircraft is referred to as hangar. Then to take off is a way of saying aeroplane has moved or left. Landing, aeroplane has come or has landed. Thanks for watching. Your one and only teacher from the future. I hope you found this class interesting. Feel free to check out the playlist for more amazing videos. And don't fail to install the Flash Learners application right now for notes, videos, and questions to meet all your needs. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out any of my sweet videos. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to tell everyone around about the Flash Learners. Bye.